What's up, guys? It's your girl, Dedicated Diva, and I am finally here with the Work from Cast Wednesday, and I'll just be talking to you guys basically about what to look out for so you fall into any type of scam when it comes to working. Now, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Now, with what's going on, um, it's a lot of people that's claiming to be work from home company. And you just have to face the fact sometimes some people are really good at what they do. Some may have applications that look legit. They may have job postings that look legit. So you just have to know what to look out for. Now, one thing I want you guys to always know, if you ever apply for a job and the person calls you right away or emails you right away or texts you on your phone right away and say that you got the job, something is wrong with that. With every job position, every company, you have to actually go through the interview process. Now, I've been around for a while, and it was only company that I can think about a long time ago that I never went through an interview, and it was basically with my experience. They hired me. But nine times out of 10, if you get hired right away, there's no way that that's a legit company. They're not going to call you and say, okay, we looked over your resume and you have the job. That's just not going to happen. And if it do, down in the comment section and let me know, because a lot of people need to go try to apply for the same company. Now, another thing is the types of interviews. There are many ways that work from home companies will go through the interviewing process. Now, the traditional way is over the phone. They call you on the telephone and just talk to you. Now, it seems like companies have got a little lazy when it comes to talking to their potential employees or potential independent contractors, and they won't call you on the telephone. They will probably try to do something like a Zoom call where they send you a link, you click the link, and you pop up, and it's basically they can see you. It's like a face to face thing. Or they'll send you a Zoom link and they'll tell you that you don't have to show your face, but they'll just do it through Zoom. Um, I I've worked for a company that do their interviews through Skype, and it's a reputable company. It's I can't say their name, but I know for a fact they go through Skype and they'll talk to you back and forth. And if at any time that you feel like you may be talking to someone from a company and it's not who you think it should be, just talk up and let them know. And nine times out of 10, if they actually work for the company, they'll give you the right steps to go through so you can see that they are actually legit. Um, so yeah, and it's even a platform they call Higher View, and that's basically the same thing. You get on video, but the only thing with Higher View is it can be an app on your phone, or you can go to it through your desktop, and someone will ask you a question. It's like pre-recorded questions, and you go through and you basically record a video of yourself. Now, those are the different ways that you can go through an interview when you're working from home, either phone, video, whether it be Zoom, Skype, or Higher View. Now, I know a lot of people said, or a lot of people been contacting me about jobs contacting them through Facebook and Google Hangouts. Every company that I've ever had to contact me through either Facebook or Google Hangouts has been a scam. I can't stress this enough to people. Now, Google Meet, that's a platform that's used through the Google Suites. And if you guys don't know what that is, you guys can look it up. It's basically the business side of Google. Now, I can see if it's Google Meet. Google Meet is a lot of companies that will contact you through that because I had a company contact me through that. But if it's Google Hangouts or it's through Facebook, that is not a legit work at home company. I've had so many people do that until it wrecks my brain on how people are still getting caught up on that. Now, another thing, if someone is writing you through a messenger and they say that's the way that you are having your interview, whether it's Facebook Messenger, the Google Hangouts, Yahoo Messenger, if they're Skyping you and they're asking you questions through a messenger, that's not legit. And a lot of times it will be a lot of broken grammar within those chats back and forth. So you can look for that also. But no one at a company has that much time to waste where they are actually basically text chat you back and forth. That's not going to happen. Now, when it comes to moving on to my third one, let's see, marking off my list. When it comes to paying for um, a background check, it is best for you to Google that company first. Now, it is a lot of companies that tells you to pay for a background check. One of them is Live Ops. You have to pay $45. I think another one is Next Rep. Theirs is somewhere around that, or it may be less than that, but that's a company that makes you pay for a background check. But also, if you Google Live Ops or you Google Next Rep, you actually get something to pull up. If you ever Google a company and you can't find them, don't pay for their background check. I've recently start working for this work at home company. I won't say the name, and they're up and coming, and I had to pay somewhere between 8 and $20 for a background check, and I have yet to get started. And they have so many different training dates. It's just a mess. So if you ever have to pay for a background check, not saying that the company is not on the up and up, but if they're even starting off, that's just something that you don't want to deal with. So just let that be a red flag. Also, if they tell you that you have to pay for an interview, you never, ever, ever, ever pay for an interview. You don't pay for anyone to interview you for anything. Don't even move any farther. Um, let's see. Number four, always make sure you research any company that you are willing to work for. Don't ever just go and apply because you don't know what you are applying for. And also on your resume, never put your address on your resume. When you're filling out your resume and at the top little part, if you guys need help with that, just let me know. At the top of your resume where it has your first and last name, put your first and last name, your email address. You can put your city and your state and just your state. And you may want to put like your Skype or something like that, whatever else you want to put down there, but never put your address because if it's a scammer, they could send you one of those little checks, and that will be my number five. They will send you one of those little checks, and you are screwed if you try to take it to the bank and cash it. It was so many stories on my local news saying that people sent out these little checks. Um, and the check could be anywhere from 1,000 to about $4 or $5,000, and people was actually taking them to the bank to cash them. If you're working from home, how will you get paid over $1,000 and you haven't did anything? Just think about it, guys. Never ever cash a check, especially if you haven't worked for it. And most work at home companies will not send out a check. Most work at home companies, now I won't say, won't, you know, I won't say there's not one or two that won't, but most work at home companies do not send out a check. If they want you to do direct deposit and you don't have a card or you don't have a bank or a prepaid card or anything like that, they will actually give you something called a pay card. A pay card is something that they'll send you the pay card, they put your money on it and you keep that, and that's the way you receive your money. And your check stubs and different things like that, you will be able to access them online. Um if you're ever looking for a job and you look at the job description and it's broken grammar and it just seems like it's too good to be true, just don't apply for the job. If you guys notice, on a lot of job postings, especially when they're not legit, they'll put these hourly wage of $23, an hourly wage of 40 something dollars. That's not going to happen. A real true work at home, position or job will let you know the actual pay, and if you can get something in commission, they'll tell you, most of our agents have got this amount in commission, but they'll never just smack all of it together because that's just not what it is. Let's see. But I haven't talked about. I talked about the checks. Never cash a check that comes to you, especially if you haven't did anything to it or you haven't did anything to earn it. If you think it's a scam, 9 times out of 10, it is a scam, or either it's a small business just now starting and you may not want to try to get your feet wet with them. Now, let's see. The normal process when it comes to applying for any job or any work at home job, the first thing you have to do, you see the job description. Make sure you always look at the job description. You want to fill out the application or send your resume. After that, most of the time, if it's a work at home, like if it's a call center or the type of jobs that I put up, they'll send you some sort of assessment. That's something that you have to do for maybe anywhere from 15 minutes to 40 minutes of your time. It's just be basically tests that you will have to take and go through something like that. Now, if you pass it, next up will be the interview. If they hire you, 9 times out of 10, they will let you know on the phone. If you've ever had an interview, I don't care how many people they have to interview. If you got the job, 9 times out of 10, they will tell you that then. If they don't, you probably don't have the job. So just keep a mental note whenever you take or whenever you go through an interview. Or I won't say that because my resume is extensive and it's only because I've been working from home for so long. And if I apply for a job 9 times out of 10 when I'm on the phone right then, they will let me know. I've never been contacted like way after the fact, like weeks or so down the line, for them to tell me that I'm hired. They tell me right then. Now, I'm not going to say that it won't happen if you're new working from home because they may have to weed through, people. So whenever you start filling out applications, make sure you just take a note down somewhere. You write it down, or you write it down somewhere on your phone or somewhere on a piece of paper. You filled out the application on this day. You did the assessment on this day. The interview was then, and so if you get an offer letter, you can kind of follow up on everything. And 9 times out of 10, you will have a recruit. Now, if you get the interview and you get the position, whether they tell you then or tell you later, you will receive an offer letter. Every company should send you an offer letter. Every company that I've ever worked for sent. I have received an offer letter. On that offer letter, everything is written out. If it's not to your liking or something is out of place, I always call the recruiter and I always tell that recruiter. And after that, after the offer letter, you will start receiving paperwork. Now, if you're not going through those steps, and just say you applied for something or you sent your resume out, and please beware of when you just send your resume out and someone just contacts you back. You really, really, really have to start paying attention. I try my best on this channel to filter out jobs to the best of my ability. That's why I try when I go in on Indeed, if it's not an actual link to a company, I don't give it to you guys unless and I know that it is legit. But if you ever just looking for work at home jobs on your own and you send out your resume, just know when you sent that resume out, on what date, around what time, what position it was for. It is so critical to find these things out, because just say if you make it all the way down the line and you think you got interviewed and all this, and you think you have a job, just to come, just to find out it was a scam. They end up with your information. How would you know how to turn that person in, or how would you know to call the Better Business Bureau, what to tell them? How would you know how to put a credit freeze? You want to know different things to look for. So if you're doing anything and you're looking for a work at home job on your own, just know the process that it takes. I'm gonna say it one more time. Normally, you fill out the application or send your resume, you get an assessment, the interview, offer letter, and paperwork. If it don't go in that order, or if you ever feel like something may be fishy, contact me over on Discord or write me in the description box of any one of my videos. It don't have to be this one. And within a couple of hours, I'll be contacting you back, to go more in detail, or hit up my email. It's somewhere here on my channel, but hit up my email and, I can help you out. I just don't want you guys to get got, because when I go through looking through all the job postings, it's so many scams out here to it's ridiculous. Watch out for companies that say that has LLC at the end, solutions at the end, services at the end. When you see services, LLC, solutions, Google that company to see if anyone, if anyone else is talking about it. Because 9 times out of 10, if you Google company and you put scams in behind it, it will start showing you the scams that some people are trying to do if anybody else turned it in. Or you may want to go on Facebook. I'm thinking about creating a Facebook group. If you get on Facebook and you go to one of their little groups, a lot of times if you look at like work at home company groups or job postings or something like that, a lot of times you can go in there and talk to people and they'll kind of help you weed out things. But that was it. I know this was kind of long, but I had to let you guys know because there are so many scams out here and there's so many people that's not able to go back to work. But if you're ever in need, it doesn't matter what video, just write down in my comment section. Ask me whatever you want to ask me. Get me on Discord. You can get me in my email. And I'm really thinking about making a Facebook group, but I'll see you guys on Saturday with my small business Saturday, and that just will help you guys try to get your own business started with no money whatsoever. So when things get back on the up and up, get some cash in your pocket, then think about spending a little cash, put a little cash into your business. But until then, I'll see you guys later.